Strumming is a really important part of playing songs if you're going to use chords. I've already done videos about using an E minor chord and a G chord in Songbird, and we've looked at the start of one of my other videos, which is one of the grade 1 pieces, using E minor, G and D. I have provided a strumming patterns file for you in the folder that takes you through 6 different strumming patterns that will help you develop all the techniques that you will need to do strumming in simple time. We're going to be using the beats 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the way we're going to play them is using a down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And we can then make strumming patterns and rhythms by just taking away some of those hits. We still make the movement, but we don't hit the strings. You'll notice when you see somebody strumming, their right hand normally just looks like it's going constantly, but it's not actually hitting all of those notes. In the examples I'm going to show you, I'm going to start with an E minor chord. So first of all, a little bit about the strumming technique. As we're going to be using up and down strokes, I wouldn't advise just trying to do it with your thumb. You'll get a very different sound coming back up with your thumb. You can either use thumb, finger, down, finger, down, up, thumb, finger, thumb, finger. That works. Another one that works quite nicely is with just a finger, but I use this side of my finger. So I can hit it with the nail a little bit down and up and get a nice bright sound. If I really want it to sound great, I use a pick. Can I hold like I showed you in one of the other videos? And the trick to this as well is make sure that you only want to be using the very tip of the pick, skimming over the strings. If you're getting a very harsh sound, you're probably hitting too deep. So you just need to watch your hand as you first practice it. If you're not very familiar with this to start with, just spend a bit of time slowly just cutting through the strings. The movement should come from your wrist. You should have like a floppy wrist. You can see that. So to start with, I start with a pattern. Which is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now I would recommend getting onto YouTube and typing in backing drummer, so you've got a drum beat to practice this along to keep you in time, and start with 60 BPM, which is 60 beats per minute. So backing drummer 60 BPM, that will give you a good start, and as you get better you move to 70, 80, 90, 100 faster BPMs. But start slow. If you're not even able to do it with the drum at the start, just do it very slowly on your own and get the feel for the strumming. So that's the first pattern. The first pattern is down, down, down. I would also say never just do one bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and do it at least 4 times. I'd say it's very rare in a song that you just have to strum one 4-beat section and then that's the end. You want it so you can flow into the next bit. The next line of the strumming patterns sheet gives you the beats 1, 2, 3, 4, cat, 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 cat. That's just down, 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 down with your pick. The idea with these is not that you just do them in isolation. You're actually supposed to be able to switch from any one to any other when you've been practicing them for a while. So you practice them on their own first, but then it's a good idea to be able to go. So this one's just going to go cat, 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 just downstrokes. Now after each downstroke you still have to come back up. So you're getting this, you're still moving your hand up, but you're just not hitting the strings. So it's going cat, miss the strings, cat, miss, cat, miss, cat, miss. So if I want to transition between those two shapes, I could go So then the last pattern is cat, cat, monkey, monkey. Cat, cat, and notice if you're watching my hand as I do it, it's just moving down, up, down, up, down, up all the time. The next two patterns introduce a technique that's a bit more difficult. It's still going to do exactly the same thing, but you're actually going to miss one of the downs. And strangely, that seems much more difficult than missing one of the ups. So the first one is monkey, key, monkey, monkey. 1 and 3 and 4 and down, up, down, up, down, up. And it's going to sound like this. I find that one quite a funky one. When you start missing out the downbeats, it gives you a bit of a funkier feel. And the next one is going to go down, up, down, up. 1 and 4 and. That's a nice one. And finally, the last rhythm that we're going to get to, it's a bit of a combination of both. We have a cat, monkey, and then the second half of it we miss the downbeat on beat 3 and we do key, monkey, the and, 4 and it gives us down, down, up, down. That's a really common strumming pattern. You hear it on lots of famous songs. Down, down, up, down, up. If you are playing in grade 1 and you do Mr. Tambourine Man, the rhythm for the main strumming of the chords that starts on the 3rd stave down is the last one on my sheet, but the last beat, instead of being a monkey, is a cat, and that will give you this effect. As I said, I would recommend trying to play these with a drum beat, which can be found on YouTube. I think there are drum beats on Spotify as well. You just have to search for a backing drummer. And when you get the backing drummer, it will say, there'll be a number, a BPM number. That means how many beats per minute. 60 is basically 1 beat per second. And as you go higher, say up to 120 is 2 beats per second, so it's twice as fast. 60 or 70 is quite a nice starting point when you're trying to do some strumming. So hopefully this has been helpful, and I'll see you in the next lesson.